Hello Cashew Nations, I am Engineer JD, and today we will discuss how to calculate the mean in estimate. Let's start. So in this example, we will store the following data and then calculate the mean. So here in this table, we have two data values representing two data. First is one with the value of 5x and a frequency of 1 represented by n, and then a second data value which is 8 represented by x and frequency of 2 represented by n. So to calculate the mean of this table, first we need to store it in the calculator. So first we will enter the stat mode or the SD mode in our Casio FX991MS second edition. So let's enter. In our calculator here, we will enter mode 1, mode, and then another mode, and then 1 for the SD mode, 1. And then we can now enter the data values one by one. First, let's enter the first one, which is 5. So here the frequency n is 1, so entering it in the calculator is straightforward. We just enter the value of x, 5, and then immediately press M plus key. Here is the M plus key. Let's press M plus, and automatically it's stored in the calculator. Next, let's enter the second data value. So we have a value of 8 but with a frequency of 2. So although the input is straightforward, there's an additional key that we need to press. So first, let's enter the value 8, and then to enter the frequency of this data value, let's enter semicolon. So shift and then comma enters the semicolon, and then enter frequency which is 2, and then we press M plus. So now we have inputted the two data values. Now to recall these values, we can now press the up and down keys to recall them. So first, immediately we are shown the total frequency of the data values, which is 3, which is true because the first is 1, n equals 1, and the second one is n equals 2. So giving us the total of 1 plus 2 is 3. Pressing down the down key shows us the value of the first data value, so which is 5. So it's highlighted in red in the table. And then pressing the down key again will show us the frequency of that first data value. So frequency subscript 1. So here it's 1 by default. And then pressing another down key again, so let's press down, will show us now the value of the second value of x. So in this case is 8. So it's the second value because it's represented now by the subscript 2, x sub 2. And then last, pressing again the down key will go to the frequency of the second data value. So in this case it's 2 as inputted. Now that we have already entered the data values and we have recalled them in the calculator, let us now calculate the mean of this data set. So first, let's clear the screen by pressing AC. Now to access the mean, we have Shift 2 to access the single variable options. Shift and then 2. And immediately we have options right there represented by 1, 2, and 3 options. Now for the mean, let us press 1. So let's press 1 and then let's press equal sign. So we have now the value of 7 as expected. So this is now the final answer for the mean of this data set. Now to verify, sir, is this correct? So let us verify this manually. So using the weighted mean concept, so that's 5 times 1 for the first data set plus 8 times 2 for the second data set divided by the total frequency, which is 1 plus 2. So gives us the same answer as before, which is 7. And that's how you do calculating the mean using the SD mode in our FX991MS second edition calculator. And that's it for today mga Kakasyo Nation. See you on the next video.